with a third stage added, and armed solely with a 5-kiloton thermonuclear device. There was an A and a B variant, and it was able to reach speeds of 12,800 kilometers per hour and was renamed Spartan in 1967 as part of the US Sentinel ABM program. Spartan was used in conjunction with Sprint, a shorter range but much faster missile, and designed as a last-ditch effort to intercept an incoming nuclear-tipped missile. The Sprint, or LIM-49A, could reach speeds of Mach 10 in 5 seconds after launch. With a range of 40 kilometers, it was armed with a W-66 enhanced radiation thermonuclear weapon, which in theory could destroy an incoming nuclear warhead with neutron flux. The Sentinel program was short-lived and scaled back to the Safeguard program, which only ran from mid-1975 to early 1976. The 1972 anti-ballistic missile treaty between the two superpowers effectively terminated this strategic weapon development. However, tactical systems were still allowable. The MIM-104 Patriot is an anti-aircraft weapon which was deployed as a tactical anti-missile system during the First Gulf War to counter Scud ballistic missile launches in the Middle East. Patriot stands for Phased Array Tracking Radar Intercept on Target. The first field-deployed missile of this type was the Standard Missile MIM-104A, an anti-aircraft missile capable of 70 kilometers range at Mach 3. It was deployed worldwide in several armed forces and navies. A later version was equipped to detect and destroy ECM-emitting aircraft. GEM, or Guidance-Enhanced missiles, increased their capability and effectiveness to include targets such as small cross-section radar signatures and stealth technology. A further development of the Patriot was the PAC-2. In the 1980s, an upgraded warhead and detonation system was employed to guarantee a kill. Further developments included the PAC-3, improved radar and tracking. Greater maneuverability was provided by small rocket motors placed in the upper portion of the missile. MEADS is being developed to replace the aging Patriot system and will include refined target tracking radar sensitive enough to allow the warhead to discriminate between missiles, helicopters, UAVs, and cruise missiles. As part of the military surveillance program, satellites are deemed a legitimate target in wartime, and the ability to disable or destroy these satellites has long been a military dilemma. Some references to ASAT capability in the Soviet Union go back to the times of their earliest ICBM development. The UR-200 was to be a general-purpose, two-stage, liquid-fueled rocket capable of delivering a nuclear warhead into orbit. From there, it could be used conventionally to attack a surface target or detonate in orbit close to an enemy satellite. The system was never put into service and was abandoned when Khrushchev was ousted from power. Work began as early as 1959 in the United States. Utilizing rocket systems from other projects, they attempted to intercept the Satellite Explorer 6 at 25.1 kilometers altitude with a high Virgo missile. It passed within 4 kilometers of the target, which would have been sufficient for a nuclear-tipped weapon.
Up to more than 150,000 feet in altitude.
Other tests were made with the Nike Zeus nuclear-tipped missile. This was dropped for the Thor missile system. The US gave the system little priority until 1982, when they mounted an Altair upper stage onto an AGM-69 SRAM and called it the Vogt ASAT. Carried under the belly of an F-15 fighter, the aircraft would climb to 24,000 meters and vertically launch the rocket. The first and only successful interception took place September 1985. The program was cancelled soon after. In January 2007, the Chinese demonstrated their ASAT capability by shooting down an old Chinese weather satellite. They did it with a mobile-launched SC-19 missile. The remarkable achievement was made more impressive by the fact it was a so-called kinetic kill warhead. This, in layman's terms, was a dead hit. No explosive was used in the warhead. It just smashed into the satellite at a high relative velocity and destroyed it. Very accurate indeed. The following year, and, quote, officially by no means a testosterone-fueled reaction to the Chinese, unquote, the US conducted a similar test under the guise of a health and safety exercise. A rogue US spy satellite, the USA-193, was dropping from orbit. Officials were worried the hydrazine fuel on board would cause injury or death to people on the ground if they were exposed to the satellite debris. The US Navy were ordered to shoot it down using an SM-3 ABM. The warhead hit its target and a kill was recorded. The US Navy grunted and turned to other important matters. It would seem that missile technology is the future of the machines of war.